What is up, YouTube? Back in the garage for another day. We got just random nothingness going on really this afternoon. I thought I would just start a video and see where it goes from here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and check all the fluids on my trusty F-150 right here. This truck has been my truck since '08. I bought this brand new on the lot. Been all over the country when I used to race motorcycles. I used this thing to get all over the place, and now I got 217,000 miles on this bad boy. I had to replace the transmission a little bit a while back from towing too much heavy stuff with this thing. I ended up grenading the transmission in this thing, but I bought a reman transmission. I put it in, and I had to buy a new intake manifold because the gasket started leaking. Turns out the manifold was bad. Put a new intake manifold in it. And I've just been on top of, making sure maintenance and everything was good. And this truck's been really good to me. Besides the things, that wear and tear. Transmission was my fault. I was towing too many heavy things with it, but I learned my lesson on that. But it's got cross-drilled slotted rotors. I put on that for when I'm towing. The brakes will stay cooler. And other than that, it's a stock vehicle. I did have to replace the power steering pump and the high pressure line. Those things went out, and the pressure line was leaking. I replaced that, and I had to do the seal on the differential a couple times. Again, from towing heavy things, it developed a leak, and that's about it. That's about all I've done to this vehicle. I've never changed the valve cover gaskets on this thing. 217,000 miles. And not a leak on it at all, and there's really no leaks on the vehicle at all. I just got a check engine light though for the EGR valve right there, and I did pull it off whenever I did the intake manifold, but that's the original equipment right there, so I'm gonna have to get that replaced soon. I've been through one battery since I've owned it in 2008, but yeah, I bought these tires not too long ago, and it's well overdue for a rotate. So that's why, blah blah blah. That is why I have it in the shop today. I'm just gonna lift it up and swap the tires around, make sure that the tread wears evenly on it, because truck tires are a little pricey. I pay like $880 for these hand-cooked Dynapro tires, and this is the second set I own because I can get the last set I got like 80,000 miles out of these tires, which is crazy. So I went ahead and I bought the same tires again because I know that I can get the most mileage out of them, and it has somewhat of an aggressive tread to it for being a street tire. And I just keep this thing pretty much stock because it's my daily, and I use it for all kinds of stuff. I mean, I use it for towing everything. I mean, from my motorcycles to towing cars and everything else, and it's been a family vehicle for a while. And I finally, when the transmission went out in it, I bought my wife an SUV, so now it's mainly my ride again. And it just I don't ever see myself getting rid of this truck because now it depreciated so much in value over the years, and with the high mileage, I'll never get what I want for it. So this will be the truck that I teach my kids how to drive, and and let them drive it around till they get their own vehicle, just because it's a safe vehicle. I don't have to worry about, like a smaller vehicle, if they get in a wreck or anything, them hurting themselves. But yeah, it's going to be a trainer for my daughter when she gets old enough. In the next few years or so, when she's ready to learn how to drive, she'll be learning on this thing. But yeah, thought I'd share this with y'all, let y'all see my personal truck. This is what I drive around. And on the motorcycle, I still need to pressure wash this thing And I did a job over the weekend. I got a little bit more funds recouped now. So we're going to be having some parts come in for the E46 build. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with some seats first because the drive shaft and exhaust is just going to be so pricey right now. And I just trying to get parts coming, you know. So seats will come in. I'll get the seats in. And it'll be one thing off the checklist for this thing to be done. And before you know it, we'll get this thing going. With Christmas around the corner, that's what's taken a lot of my money to get this project completed. But I think I'm just going to try to get this thing done pretty much by the end of year or mid-month next month into the new year. And then for the 2019 build on the channel, I'm really going to try to focus on getting a 300ZX going. So that's going to be the main goal. And right now I have it outside the shop, so I had to make room for, you know, a person's vehicle I worked on over the weekend, and also gave me the opportunity, since I have the space available right now, to put this thing up on the lift and get the tires rotated and just go over everything, because it's been a minute since I've been through the vehicle, and I like to do that to make sure that there's no issues that I don't know about, so I have no surprises if, you know, something is prematurely failing or whatever. But that's what I got going on right now. And yeah, just too much money going out of my hands, not enough coming in right now, so that's what it is. And Eric was here over the weekend, and I talked him into getting a shelf like the shelves I have back there. He bought him one so he can organize his stuff, and he was all excited because he got all of his stuff out of his vehicle. And he made a little bit of headway on his engine, and he's getting motivated to get this thing going, which is cool. He's got the intake manifold all mounted up now. He's got the right size bolts to get that thing attached. He had a hard time finding the right length of a bolt to make it work with this manifold. And he actually, when he found the right bolts, he had to cut down an Allen key wrench just to get it to mount in there. But he's got the water pump and seals and everything coming on that. He's going to be getting that thing going. I'll film a little bit on that. And he's also talking about, you know, getting the motor kind of mocked up so he can get the mounts and stuff made for this vehicle. And I'm excited that he's getting motivated to get this thing going, which is cool, because I'd like to see this thing rip, and I've never seen a build like this with that amount of horsepower he's looking to get out of it. And this engine is built on the bottom ends, all forged internals and everything, so we'll see how that goes. I think he's going to be running E85 or race fuel, something like that, to be able to push out those numbers out of this motor at high boost. But he'll be back in another week or so to carry on with his organizing and getting stuff done on that end. Me, I was looking at exhaust pieces today for the OE46, and I think I got it figured out what I'm going to do on the exhaust. I'm just going to get an M3 mid pipe. I'm going to get a Y pipe that will fit the M3 mid pipe, and then from there I'll make the Y pipe to the exhaust muffler on the back. And I've been looking back and forth at exhaust mufflers, and I think I'm going to go with the OBX racing exhaust with the tip. It's got a long extended tip, like a 7.5 inch tip that goes to a 4 inch exit on the tip. So that'll give me a lot of wiggle room as far as where I want to place it and how far I want the tip to come out. So we'll figure that out whenever I do get those parts in. That's going to be pretty fun, fabbing up the exhaust system on this thing. But enough of that, enough of me rambling on. I'm just going to lift it up real quick, and we'll swap these tires out, and we'll get back to talking a little bit. Like I said before, I have cross drilled and slotted rotors on this thing, and that's about it on it. That's about the only modification that I really have to the vehicle, and that's the reason was because I kept warping the stock rotors when I was towing vehicles and stuff on the heavy braking. Since I swapped them over to the cross-drill slotted rotors, I gotta tell you that these things really work. The brakes are a lot cooler with this setup. I've not had a problem with these things warping since I've had these on, and I've had these rotors on here for over 100,000 miles. But yeah, cool deal. Let's go ahead and get these things rotated. It's been about 3,000 miles, and this is 5,000 mile oil. It's synthetic blend, and I noticed I had it at the top of the hash marks, and it looks a little bit lower now. And I looked under the vehicle. I don't really see any leaks at all, but it looks like I am consuming a little bit of oil. And I thought so last time when I changed the oil, because it was like, I put about 6 quarts of oil in this thing, and I noticed whenever I drained the oil last time, I had about 5 quarts worth or so. It seemed a little low, so I wanted to confirm it after I'd driven it about 3,000 miles, and my suspicion was correct. I am consuming a little bit of oil, but I'm also having EGR issues. I don't know if that contributes to anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and top the oil off on it, and I'll run it another 1,000 miles, and I'll check the oil level before I change it and see how it goes. Now, granted, it does have high mileage on the engine now, so I think next time I do a spark plug change out, I'm going to do a compression check just to be sure. And as far as I'm concerned, if it's got a little bit of oil consumption, that's okay. I'm alright with it. I'm just going to keep running it as it is until something gives way. But the engine should still last me a very long time, because I've been very prompt about changing the oil, and I change it about every 4,000 miles instead of 5,000 miles. So when that 4,000 mark hits, I'll check the oil level again. But I'm about to top it off here real quick, just a little bit. I'm guessing it's about maybe a little bit less than half a quart is what I have to add to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some oil real quick. And I always use the factory OEM oil. I always have since I bought the vehicle. Even the filters I use Motorcraft as well. So yeah, I'm at the top of the hash marks now, and I just added 1/4 of a quart. So that tells me about what I'm consuming. Now, considering the mileage and how much it is consuming, that's not really a big deal at all. And a brand that I like to add to high mileage vehicles, which I'm going to start actually adding to this vehicle from this point on, is Engine Restore. They make 4-cylinder blend, 6-cylinder blend, and of course 8-cylinder blend. And I've used that on some high mileage motors in the past, and it is outstanding how good that stuff works. And you just add it in with your oil change every time you change it out. So I think I'm gonna start doing that from this point on, since I am having some consumption. So I'll do that, and then on the next time I drive it for that amount of mileage, I'll check it and see if that helps out at all. But this really isn't a big deal to me, but something I just found out. I thought I'd share it with you guys. Alright, so we got the tires rotated on the vehicle. We got the fluid levels all checked out on the truck. We are good to go on this bad boy, and I can rest assured that everything's good on the vehicle. It's been a minute since I was able to get the vehicle in here on the lift because of all my projects going on in the shop and whatnot. So I just took the time to make this video to show you a little bit more about me. And yes, I do have a domestic truck. I love my F-150. It's a great vehicle, and I do need a truck to haul around my bikes and also when I'm towing cars and stuff. So I've been having this thing brand new since '08, and it's been a great truck to me. So if you guys are wondering about F-150s, go ahead. I hear people always comment about, oh, it's a Ford, but you know what? Vehicles are vehicles. They're mechanical. They will break. And I've worked on Chevys, I've worked on Dodges, I've worked on F-150s. They all have their little quirks, they all have their differences, but most of the vehicles these days, they're pretty reliable for the most part. But shit breaks, man, it breaks. But this thing, other than me grenading the transmission because it was my fault, this has been a very great vehicle to me. But anyway, enough talk about that. I want to talk to you guys a little bit serious here, on a more serious note. I just want to talk to you about helping me get my videos out there. I've been YouTubing for about 7 months now, and the channel hasn't grown quite like I wanted it to grow. Now, I'm not the most tech savvy guy. I'm not the best at putting videos out there through different channels, and when I say channels, I mean like Facebook and whatever. I try to put in as many keywords as possible, but YouTube limits me to how many keywords I can put out there. So, but on that note, all I ask is, if you guys that are watching this, that watch my channel all the time, if you don't mind just like sharing the videos a little bit, you know, just to help me get the videos out there, I would greatly appreciate that. I was hoping that I would hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't even see that happen. I don't even have 100. I think I got like 69, which I checked my phone just now and I had a new subscriber just subscribe to my channel. So I'm appreciative of that. But just on another note, I watched other videos out there, and some of these videos are complete crap, and they got like thousands of views, and I'm like, man, what gives? You know, I don't understand it. But you know, I'm sure if we were to get the videos out there, a lot more people would subscribe to my channel. The ones that do watch it, I do get great feedback from you guys. Y'all like the content, you like how I lay things out, and I do take a lot of time and effort to do that. But in order for me to grow the channel, I just need subscribers. I need subscribers. That way, you know, I can start selling stickers and whatnot, and then that can go towards projects just to help me grow things and make better content and make projects go a lot quicker. And that's pretty much the main purpose, really, is just to allow projects to go quicker, and then we can move on to bigger, better things. And the more the channel grows, the more content and good footage I'll be able to shoot for you guys. So I would like to get up there, you know, like some of the other guys. I'm not trying to be a big YouTube star or anything like that. I'm just want to be rewarded a little bit for the efforts that I put forth, and that's pretty much, I guess, the main goal of anybody shooting videos on YouTube. But anyway, that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about on that with this video. I thought I would just show you guys a little bit about my truck and whatnot. But, you know, it is what it is. I am very appreciative of you OGs out there who subscribe to my channel. Believe me, I am. But we just need to make this thing grow a little bit bigger. I'm still going to make videos. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's just actually become a part of my routine when I work on vehicles and motorcycles and stuff. I like to shoot the footage and share that with you guys. But we have more great things coming. I did get a little bit more money over the weekend. I done a job on the side, and I got a little bit more money. So I think the next thing that we're going to get now is seats for the E46 build. I'm going to get the seats and the brackets here ordered up this week and get them coming in. And I'm going to start focusing on the interior of the E46. Now, we're going to start cleaning up the wiring. We'll get the seats in. I want to leave the carpets in the front, but I also got to get the headrest out. I got to start getting the tent stripped off of the frickin' windows. This guy had the Young Money sticker on the back, and it's stained into the tent, so that's got to go. And plus the tent's purple. But before you know it, I'll accumulate all the funds to finish this project. It's just that the pieces that I need left to finish this thing, they cost quite a bit. And being that Christmas is right around the corner, it's just I can't stretch my money far enough. So, and I can't break the bank. I gotta make sure I have money in my bank account for my family in case anything happens. So it is what it is. But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this channel. I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, and please share. And I'll see you guys on the next episode.